Hello everybody, and now welcome to a different video. I made a video like this a bit ago, but I just wanted to make another one of these. Now this is why I think Call of Duty, Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 will be, I guess you could say, dead in quotation marks quite soon actually. So we'll get into the reasons now. If you do find this interesting and you want more content like this, like, subscribe, check out the videos on my channel, they're all amazing, and yeah, let's get into it. Now I think that something we can all agree that Call of Duty or Activision needs to work on is the servers in this game. The servers are absolutely terrible. I get about 22 to 35 ping every single match, and it's still laggy. It's still like I'm trying to run Call of Duty on a potato. It's awful. It's terrible, which I frankly find embarrassing. I'll tell you why. If we search up, this is an actual true fact, if you search up on Google, I'll put an image on screen right now, if you search up Activision, how much are they worth, it says they are worth $50 billion. 50 billion. That must be one of the highest gaming companies ever. $50 billion, and they make about 1/10 of that every single year. So divide that by 10, that's $5 billion a year. Now if you're telling me that $50 billion company that makes $5 billion a year cannot make good servers, I find that truly embarrassing and unbelievable. Because if we look at something like, let's say, Epic Games is still a very big company, but it's nowhere. I don't think it's anywhere near worth. I'll search it up for you guys just now. I'll put an image on screen on how much Epic Games is worth. But I do not think from right now that they are worth $50 billion, and they have better servers than Call of Duty. I find that embarrassing. Now, a next topic that we're going to move on to is the Warzone 2. Just Warzone 2, Modern Warfare 2, okay? What I mean is, Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 is made for campers, okay? It's not an aggression game, okay? Why do you think so many people have been complaining that it's not an aggression game, it's meant for campers, it's slow? It's slow because it's meant for campers. It's meant for more tactical and realism. But while Activision is going off and saying, oh, we want our game to be more realistic, if you search up on Google, again, I'll put a photo on screen for you, if you search up Call of Duty, the actual franchise, it says arcade shooter, which it does not say realism shooter, it just says, it doesn't say realism shooter, it says arcade shooter, which is stupid, because why would you not change it? But anyway, back to actual Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2. There is no movement. The movement that we have is sliding and diving. When it comes to diving, I don't use it that much. It's just there, if you know what I mean. It's not a feature that I will use loads and loads. Sliding is a bit more useful, but again, it's not a feature where I will use it to the point where I need it to survive. Like, I reckon if we had Call of Duty without diving, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 without diving, I reckon we'd be fine. I reckon we would be absolutely fine. Sliding we might not be able to, because it is a bit more important, like I said, but diving is something we could live without, I truly believe. Another thing about Modern Warfare and Warzone 2. Warzone 2, and it was the same with Warzone 1, the DLC weapons are so overpowered. Now I'm only saying this because of Season 4 coming out quite soon, actually, in a few days. But the Hemlock has been nerfed, what, 4 or 5 times, still one of the top ARs you can use. The F-Tac Siege, so overpowered still. It's been nerfed about twice, still overpowered. KV Broadside, with the Dragon Breath shotgun, it's still overpowered. It's not as good as it was, but it's still overpowered. It's one of the best guns you can still use, but no one uses it because it's got no range now. So all the DLC weapons are just still overpowered. Even after nerfs, it's pretty much with Activision. The DLC weapon will be, every single DLC weapon will be good. That's what I'm trying to say there. Even in Warzone 1. Now another thing that I think we can all agree on with Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 is that there's literally no variety. What do we get? We have Resurgence, we have Battle Royale, We have no LTMs like Fortnite, which is at the minute more popular than Call of Duty, I would say. They have party games, they have LTMs. The only LTM we've had is totally totally normal battle royale, sorry, which all it was zero gravity. That's literally it. That's pretty much. I can't believe that. And then with Modern Warfare 2, what's the best LTMs we've had? Party modes, couple modes that were pretty fun, but now we've got no variety. Like, we need something else to add to the game. It's truly embarrassing. Yes, Call of Duty has now become a prison, in my opinion. Now I'm gonna say why I think this and just explain my views. Okay, if we look at Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, they are the only two Call of Duty games that you can really play without getting hackers. When I say hackers, I mean like a lot of hackers. There's still a few, but it's way less than pretty much every single Call of Duty game. If you go back on Cold War, full of hackers. Vanguard, full of hackers. Modern Warfare 2019, it's getting an increase of hackers. If you go back and play it, I played it a few weeks ago. It is getting quite a bit of hackers. We have so many old Call of Duties that you could play on PC. You could buy, you could play it for free, increase the FOV, and that was just something for players to actually just, you know, re-experience games. Something that they feel they needed to do because of the state that Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 is in. Now my whole point here is Activision has actually been pretty smart with it. What they have done is they've pretty much not fixed any of the hackers in any of the games. They're going to shut down all the old Call of Duty games, so you can't play any more of them. What I mean is, like, without a bunch of hackers. And then also they've pretty much blocked us in. What I mean by that is the only two Call of Duty games that you can actually play now without a lot of hackers is Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. Why have they done that? Because they don't want players going back and playing the old games and realizing that what Activision have made is utter rubbish. What Activision have made with Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 is, like I said, embarrassing for a $50 billion company, in my opinion. Okay, now this is only my opinion. You might have other opinions on Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, but I'm gonna be honest, like I said, it's a prison. We can't play all Call of Duty games even if we really wanted to. And with everything that has Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, like just like this, just in the state that it's in right now, it's just truly embarrassing and sad to watch. Because all the players fell in love with this game. I fell in love with this game, to be honest. It was when I first played in Warzone. I came onto Warzone 1, and I honestly enjoyed my time for the first I'd say 1 or 2 months. Then Warzone 2 came out, and it was alright, but then it just became the same. It just became way worse, way too overpowered, and awful servers. Now the thing is, with the servers, like I said, I've gone back to the servers because they're just so bad. Let me just explain. If you go on Warzone 1 and ignore the hackers, you get barely any ping. You don't lag. Well, you do lag, but you don't get massive lag spikes. When you're sliding, it doesn't jitter you across the map like it does in Warzone 2 or Modern Warfare 2. It is so much more balanced and so much better in the servers, even for an old game. Activision is saying, oh, the newest is the best. You have to play this because this is the only Call of Duty game that you can play now. Going back to the prison point. But if it's the newest and the best right now, why are the servers better on Modern Warfare 2019? Just have a think for a moment. Is Modern Warfare 2 an actual good game? If we take it away from Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone 1, let's just take that away from it for a minute. Let's think, what is Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 like by itself? Let's have a look. Okay, so first off, you have overpowered DLC weapons, which kind of did carry over, so we'll ignore that as well, to be honest. Sorry, I made a mistake there. Let's think what we have. We have diving. Diving was a great addition until everyone has found counters for it now. As long as you can hit your shots, diving is pretty much pointless. Sliding is a bit better, but it's still awful. When you slide into straight in, you can't really you can't shoot, so you're pretty much just stood there taking shots when you're sliding. So there's no movement. We've got that down. Let's have a look at the TTK. The TTK is still ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, even with nerf weapons. So if that does not show that Activision need to sort some things out, I don't know what does. Another thing is the maps. I've played 10v10 about 5 or 6 times now, and every single time I got shoot house. Where's the other maps? Where are the other maps? Have you got nothing now? And all the maps that you're bringing from is either on the Warzone 2 map or from past Call of Duty games. If you truly knew where the franchise was going in the future, you would have more maps thought out. And I know we've got a new map, Resurgence map, coming season 4, but that's not what people want. People don't want a new map, not at the minute at least. This is my personal opinion on what Activision should do for the future of Call of Duty. If you truly want to keep your game alive and keep people playing it, you can't just add new maps. You can't just add new overpowered weapons. You need to listen to the community, okay? Like, take for example, Fortnite. Fortnite is probably COD's biggest competitor, alongside Apex. But Fortnite's probably a bit bigger because they just got the new update. But let's just think about Fortnite for a minute, okay? They have brought back so many things that the players have asked for. What single thing in the past season that Activision has brought back that people wanted, apart from the intervention? Can you name anything else apart from the intervention? There's nothing else that people wanted back. What people want back that's come this season. We've got increased stuff we've got increased movement speed that gets increased pretty much every season now, every update. But what is that even doing? We don't want to run around faster. We don't want to slide faster. We want actual movement. Because the thing is, with the skill gap, it's so bad with Call of Duty, with Modern Warfare 2. Now, like I just said, we're going on to the skill gap, okay? The skill gap in this is awful, okay? It's absolutely awful. If I do really well one game, but my movement is absolutely shocking, because I still did well, I move up, yeah? Which then pushes people that don't know movement and camp all the time into my games. I don't want that. I want to be fighting people. I don't want to sit in a corner shooting people. It's not how I want to play Call of Duty, okay? And I don't want to go back to a past Call of Duty and play with hackers and stuff like that. I want a proper Call of Duty with good servers, good guns, balanced weapons, so like the dual Kodachis, that's way too overpowered, and the riot shield, get that out of the game for God's sake. It's just for absolute cowards. I just want a good Call of Duty game. I really just want a good Call of Duty game. I think the community can all agree. We want a good Call of Duty game. We want less skill. We want a bigger skill gap. This is why ranked is a thing. But from what I've seen, ranked isn't really doing it that well. And plus, whenever I actually just accidentally do well, and when I say accidentally do well, I mean accidentally do well, in pubs or anything, the skill gap then makes my lobbies really sweaty. I'm talking, and I barely play ranked. I think I've played like 2 matches of ranked on Modern Warfare 2 and not even a single match on Warzone 2. So if I really want to sweat my ass off on Call of Duty, I will go on one of them. If I want to be competitive, I will go on one of them. If I don't want to be competitive, I won't go on it. I'll just play normal pubs with my friends and have fun. That's all I want to do when I play pubs, which is what I usually do. But I can't because of the bloody skill gap. You need a bigger skill gap, not only in pubs but also in ranked. I've seen some of the ranked gameplay. The top ranked players are pretty good, but if we look at the lower players, they have very similar movement, but the ranked players are just a bit better in those departments. Like the movement, the ranked players are just a bit better in those departments. But also they've probably got their own swing and stuff like that. I've only watched about 10 minutes of gameplay for the top one. Anyway, from what I've seen of lower ranked players and top ranked players, the lower ranked players are just a bit worse at stuff that the top ranked players have mastered, which is fine, but that's not really a skill gap at all. There's no skill gap. If there was a skill gap, the top ranked players would be doing this and this. They'd be like jumping, they'd be hitting snipes, which they do, but you know what I mean. They would be much more less. The skill gap would be top ranked players do better stuff, and the lower ranked players don't know all that stuff, but they try to and they're worse at it. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway guys, hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, smash like, subscribe. Now this is honestly my own opinion on this. If you actually do think Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 is a good game, that's your personal opinion. I can't change. I probably will try to change that, but yeah. And just to make one final point, Activision, if one of your employees do see this, please do listen to the community. That's all that people want to do. It worked for Fortnite, it worked for Apex, it works for every other single game company. So why don't you copy them? It's not copying, it's just listening to your community for once. We don't want a new map in Season 4. We want balanced TTK, we want good movement, we just want a better game, okay? So with all that taken into consideration, I do hope Activision sees this and will change a few things in Season 4 or Season 4 Reloaded. I hope at least. Anyway, like I said, that's the end of the video.